Hello YouTubers, today I've come out into, well, one of my local woods for a wander. Haven't been able to post anything for a while, life's been really busy and always pretty hectic. And today it's actually, I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but it's actually really pretty misty up here. And one of the things I love about walking in the mist or the fog, you know, is the peace and quiet basically. It's, all you can hear is the birds coughing. It's really nice. Let's see what else we can find, shall we? Trouble with this walk is, it's all uphill from where I live. It's a bit of a bugger. Excuse the language. Yeah, that's me. Nothing oxygen wouldn't cure. Or a spare pair of lungs, or a second heart like Doctor Who. Nothing that would improve my athletic abilities, shall we say. Which, as you can hear, are pretty close to zero at the moment. We're coming out onto an area up here now which is a lot more exposed. I'll pan this, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see that in the mist. I can't even see that on camera, to be honest with you. But I'll point the camera down the slope, and somewhere down there is the M4 motorway. Quite a way down there, mind, I'll admit, but there you go. Onwards and upwards, unfortunately. Catch up with you in a bit. Yeah, still climbing. It would be coming back down's fun. Doesn't that look creepy? Like something out of Sleepy Hollow, isn't it? It's beautiful, though. I should probably have pointed out that if you are going to go walking in the mist or fog, it really helps if you know where you're going, and if not, take a map and compass. If you get lost, it can be quite hard to find your way. I'm pretty lucky, I know this area really well, so I'm not going to get lost up here. But it's worth keeping in mind, especially if you're in a strange area. Oh, boggy bit. Sorry about that wobble, folks. And more good news, the bloody horseflies have found me. And the little buggers love me, they do. I must have something in my bloodstream they really like. Because I've seen me out before now with my hoppos. And my three mates have been standing there laughing. And I'm leaping about like a demented banshee, waving and screaming, "Get off your buggers," while I'm being stung to bits. And it doesn't help much that I'm mildly allergic to the bites either. So joy. And I haven't got my mosquito head net with me either. So even better. Well, I'm starting to descend a little bit now, which is going to be a bit of a pain because I've got to go back up again to come out. And I've been bloody stung on the back of the neck as well, just to make life a bit better, by probably a horsefly. Wasn't a bee anyway. Now just down by here, if I've got my directions right, there should be a rather interesting old building. And if not, I'm going to have to look about for it, because it is actually pretty misty up here, and this is a fairly large open area. And I've got to watch I don't fall, because I've got a really expensive camera hanging around one shoulder as well. So I don't particularly want to break it. Right, let me get my bearings. And I've come across too far to the right, I think, yeah. So I'm going to need to go down a bit and swing around. I shall come back to you in a minute. Hello there again. Yes, I thought I'd gone too far off to the right. I had. I'd aimed off a little bit to the right. Basically, there's this track coming into it, so if you aim off a bit one side or the other, when you hit a track, you know then whether you have to turn left or right. Now, I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but there is, in fact, an old building with a looming up out of the mist. If you can see that all right. Going a bit closer. Trying to watch not to fall, because this is really slippery in places. I don't want to jerk the camera around any more than necessary. Now you should be able to see the old building all right. As you can see, it's looming up out of the mist. It takes you back a little bit more because of the natural pendulum effect of the sort of thing it's on. This, incidentally, in case you're wondering, is what's known locally as a fortified barn. I can't remember the date it was built, but you can actually see probably there the old arrow slit in the wall. There's a little bit of a question mark over the history of this. Locally, there's been quite a few sort of debates about its origins and whether it was a fortified barn or whether it was a fortified... I'm not sure how much of it you can actually see from here. It's not massive, as you can see. It's a reasonable size. The problem with it is that basically it's in the middle of bloody nowhere, and the nearer... Oh, play me now, get off, you little sod. Sorry, another bloody horsefly having his dinner. Basically it's in the middle of nowhere, and you kind of wonder then, you know, why would they build something like this out in the middle of nowhere at all? Right, that was not a monster, that was a bloody horsefly walking across the lens, folks. Little gits. Mr. and Mrs. Horsefly are having dinner. Is he still on there? No, he's not. Well, I've tried to get round the other side of it, but to be honest, it's really catastrophically overgrown. And I haven't been up here for a few years, and I've never seen it this overgrown up here. Normally this is all pretty much open, exposed land with loads of tracks where mountain bikers have been herring about the place on it. So I'm really not quite sure what's happened here, but it's really tatty and overgrown. I mean, these ferns must be, well, that's shoulder height pretty much for me, so that's, what's that, 5 foot or something? So, you know, and they're taller than that at the back. In fact, those ones about there are probably a little bit taller than me, although I am down on a path a little bit. So I don't know what to say. But that's probably the most interesting bit of this walk. Sorry if it's a little bit jerky, folks. That's probably the most interesting bit of this walk, is this old fortified barn. If I can find out any more details, I'll put something up in the comments. Right, time to start making my way back now, I think. If anything, I think the mist may be lifting a touch, but it's pretty hard to tell, to be honest. So, turn the camera around so you can see my handsome features. Yeah, right. Well, I'm going to start making my way back now, and I'll come back to you when I get back to the main path. See you in a bit. It's actually quite wet out now. This long grass is really quite wet. I should have brought leggings, but don't really need them, I suppose, because I haven't got that far to go to get home. So this is my local woods. So go home, have some breakfast. Make myself a nice cuppa and some breakfast now when I get back, and then go and sort out all the day's woes and put everybody else's life back to pieces. That'll be what I normally do. Joy, oh joy, I gotta go back uphill again. I think you just love it. This isn't the way I come up, but I've decided to come back a different way because I'm trying to find some tree fungi. I found some, in fact I found a couple of nice ones this week so far already in different places, but I haven't seen any up here yet. Usually there's some quite nice fungi up here. So I'm cutting back towards another track that often got some on it. So fingers crossed. The mist actually looks less in here, so I don't know if it's actually clearing or not. I go home and dry off my camera and my lens and sort myself out. Actually, it doesn't look as if there's hardly any mist in here, does it? Which is a bit on the weird side, but there you go. Ooh, I see a broken tree. Is there fungi on it? And if there is, can I get to the little sod for all the brambles? No, I'm not seeing any fungi. I don't know if you can see those broken trees in there. Yes, you probably can. It's right about there somewhere. Nope, nothing on that one. There's another tree stump here. Nothing on that. Right, I shall meet up with the main path now in a few minutes. The trouble with some of these paths is the scrambler bikes have chewed them up and they're making a terrible mess up here. They turn everything into a bog. I see, they're not supposed to be up here apparently, but there you go. But they do make walking around here a little bit tricky at the best of times. Look at the damage and erosion these scrambling clowns are making up here. They're wrecking the bloody woods up here. Well, I managed to find some tree fungi. It's not exactly spectacular stuff, but you know, it's tree fungi. And I got some nice stills of it with the proper camera. I really should start making my way back now, to be honest, because I got a lot to do today. It's another little structure in the woods. I'm not quite sure what this is. I don't know whether it's some kind of like pumping thing or electricity thing or what it is exactly, or whether it's left over from the Second World War. But what I can see is the door is open. So this calls for an investigation, folks. I've never seen the door open. I can get up the freaking slope. Right. Torch on standby. And that is not going to open anymore. So let's have a look. That looks like a second inner door. There's a table of sorts I like to fit in. Bear with me a second while I put my bag down. I can have a proper look. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of cable in here, which comes up out of the ground there. I don't want to step too far in here because I don't want to step on anything that might be live. There's an aerial of sorts there, strip light there. I'm guessing that's where the main power comes in. A couple of bulkhead lights. I can't read what that says, and I can't get any closer without stepping on all these wires. So still, say 2 doors. Inner steel door, outer steel door. I don't know if you can see that aerial there. Yeah. A little bit interesting. And we got a ventilator up there. Actually, this roof doesn't look too good, does it? It's not going to come down, but it might be asbestos or something in there somewhere, so I'm going to get out here. Right, turn my torch off. Sorry I don't have the video like with me, folks. I wasn't expecting to be going indoors anyway. So, we're both out of luck there. Still, it's another little explore. If I come around this side a little bit, you can see the back side of the building, and it's 6-inch thick concrete roof. So, it's another little explore. Always nice to see what's going on. And what have I just spotted? Some fungi? No, I haven't. Never mind. Right, I really do have to start making my way back. Oh dear, dear. Right. And there's another view of the bunker, but I'm guessing it's something to do with sort of like cable television or something like that. There's probably, well, there isn't a transmitter mast up by here anywhere, but there's probably one further up somewhere. Well, that's basically the end of the walk. We've had a walk in the mist, seen a fortified old barn, and found a little old ruined building to explore, with an old bunkery type place to explore. And that's about it really. No Bigfoot activity, not that I was expecting any up here, but there you go. And a nice walk. And I've worked up an appetite now for a fried slice and a couple of eggs. So that's what I'm going to make when I get in. A couple of slices of fried bread and a couple of fried eggs. And then I got to crack on with my day and sort everybody else's problems out, which is what I normally do. Thank you for joining me on our walk. Hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I bet you haven't worked up as much sweat as I have. Until next time, thank you for watching. Take care. I think that's probably enough of this swinging the camera around. Take care.